Better on point here. My voice sounds a little bit different because I got some sinuses acting up. But we gotta make these videos. We gotta keep moving. We gotta keep doing what we do because you know what? No matter the circumstances, you always gotta keep on your mission, always be on your purpose because you cannot stop doing what you're supposed to do just because your sinus is acting up and go to bed and be a little baby about stuff. But anyway, so what am I talking about today? Is I'm talking about a question that was asked. The question was, why do women usually, or most of the time, a guy was asking, why do women go from one guy to another? It always seems like they got some other guy somewhere and they leave you, typically it's because there's another guy involved somewhere in the woodworks, right? And the answer really has to go back to prehistory and biology and whatnot. I don't know what this insect wants over here. But anyway, they going back in the days where, for instance, what you have to understand about was when this mentalities developed in women, it was at a time when, for instance, nature was brutal. You could die out there easy, you know what I'm saying? So if dudes were out, so for instance, guys were not like coming over and rapping sweet words in women's ears. If a dude wanted a woman, he took muscle. He just took what he took. This is mine, I'm taking it. If anybody wants to stop me, come fight me. If you're weak, you leave it alone. Or if you're a dude that knows that in average strength we're about equal, you ain't gonna do that because you know this dude could hurt me and that could kill my chances of survival, disease, infection, and all that. So a woman having a man was a protective stance because that man protects that woman because that woman is the one that gives him access to the ability to have babies, the ability to have sex. So obviously that dude was protecting that woman with his physical strength. So back in the days, if a woman wanted to leave one man for another, she had to be very, she wanted to leave one guy because he was a bit abusive or he wasn't providing enough, for instance, because once again, a woman gets pregnant. So if a woman gets pregnant, typically she can't protect herself. She's weaker. She's in need of somebody to help her go through that process of growing that child. Now, back in the days, obviously, that man would have been providing food from the hunts. That man would be providing the protection. So without that man, the chances of that woman surviving were far less back in the days. A woman would possibly die if the man did not protect her during child development, in childbirth, etc. So men were vital for these women because without a man, there was a lot that could go wrong and there was a lot that you could not have. So a man's value came down to how well he can protect and how well he can hunt. But what does that got to do with what I'm talking about? That is why a woman always seems to have a dude ready to go when she's dumping some other dude or when she says she wants time out or whatever it is. It's the same thing. Like I said, a woman could not afford to be in a space where she didn't have somebody protecting her and providing for her. Because remember, they didn't have no contraception then. Remember, then the society was brutal. So she had to always have somebody protecting her. So if she was leaving one guy, she had to make sure there was another guy already ready to go because she has to jump from that dude to the next guy. Otherwise, she's going to get stuck in the middle where she's got no protection. Other dudes can take what they want from her because, you know what, ain't no other man protecting her. So if another dude comes through and says, yo, do what I want, and you can't do nothing. She hasn't got the strength, this physical strength to be able to fight the caveman. You know what I'm saying? So that is why women do it. But of course, that trait has gotten evolved. Let me not say we've evolved society-wise and cultural-wise, but that mentality remains in the back of women's heads subconsciously. So even in the modern world, women naturally gravitate towards finding another dude before they leave a dude or trying to avoid being single. That's what it is. And that's the answer to the question. So I'll see you next time on Bearded on Point. Don't be afraid to ask any more questions. We'll see who can answer them for you. But you got to remember that. That's the biological basis and origins of why women jump from one guy to another and why it always seems like another guy's responsible when some women say they need to take time out or they would like to break up. All right, see you next time.